Hey, hey, boy. Today, I'm gonna play Unblock Car, a game which I've found fun in the past. A Facebook game, which, as you can see from the help thing, the object of the game is to remove blockages for the yellow car so that we can get it out of the car park. So, and there's sets of levels which go up incrementally in terms of difficulty, and as you can see, I've done 4 of them. But there's like 9 in total going all the way up to master this difficulty. And it says at the sides how many levels are in each one. And that's insane how just the biggest set of levels, the hard one, has 1,000 levels, isn't it? Compared to the cute beginner one, which has only 70. And for illustrative purposes, I'm going to be playing the beginner levels, so without further ado, and without any more additional preamble, let's get started, shall we? And hope it starts on the first level, the beginner first level, that is. I mean, since before when I tried it, it was messing up and starting on normal difficulty or whatever. So let's do it and hope that my OCD doesn't act up, eh? Yes. So starts off simply, as you can see. Where we just have to move these 2 vehicles out of the way and get our car out, just like that. And the first time I did it, I didn't actually get the crown, because I think you get the crown in addition to the 3 stars if you do the level in the minimum amount of moves that it's possible to do a level in. So let's progress on to level 2 now, which, as you can see, is similarly simple, isn't it? Yes. We've done that as well and got a crown on that as well. But now we're getting more vehicles. Oh no, I didn't almost make a mistake. I needed to move that so that I could move the truck out of the way, didn't I? And now we're done again. Don't we get some fancy music when we complete the levels, eh? And yes, they're starting to get slightly more convoluted now, aren't they? Just ever so slightly, but still perfectly managed. Perfectly manageable, if I do say so myself, Sonny Jim. I'm trying to do these in the minimum amount of moves, you see. Trying to get the crowns on them. Of course, I think with most of them I have managed to get crowns on them already. At least with these beginner levels, anyway. Of course, that isn't the case with the harder sets of levels, mind you. But I digress, baby dog viewers at home, when all's said and done. In this day and age of deceit, duplicity, deception, and dishonesty, the 4Ds, as they're colloquially known when all's said and done, And yes, I'm getting through them very fast. I'm getting through them very fast indeed, aren't I? And I think it says at the top the amount of stars to regards the first times I did the levels. I'm not sure if it says if I managed to get a crown or not the first time I did the levels, mind you. So that's something of a mystery for us to mull over in our minds, isn't it? And I get the crown again. And I think in the top left here it shows where I managed to do my best performance when doing the levels the last time. Um, yeah. And so that's level 9 done, isn't it? And I'm guessing without doing them fast, it means I don't have to sit through adverts. And as you can see at the top, it shows what level we're currently on, just in case you were wondering, baby doll viewers at home. Of course, there's times when you need to be careful where exactly you position the vehicles if you want to do the levels in the minimum amount of moves to ensure you get the crowns, so that you know you've done the levels perfectly. Just throwing it out there so that you know, Sonny Jim. And yes, I'm definitely getting through these fast, aren't I? Nice how the car engine starts up when it's ready to evacuate the parking lot, isn't it? Wait, I don't think I need to move that, do I? Unfortunately, if you place vehicles back in the place where they were at the start, it doesn't actually count as a move, which means it doesn't mess up your chances of getting a crown if you're in the process of moving a vehicle, but then you decide you don't actually want to move it, Aris. And as you might have gathered, you need to clear this central lane so the car can escape, the yellow car can escape the parking lot each time. And you can't make the vehicles move sideways or anything. They can only move either forward or backward, depending on the direction that they're facing, you see. So in a way that simplifies things to a degree, but it also makes them seem rather unyielding, doesn't it? If you get what I'm saying, Sonny Jim. It's what actually seems to require a bit of thought, doesn't it? Just a little bit. I have done this one better than I did the previous time and got the crown since this time I did it in 4 moves, but the first time I did it in 6 moves. Shows how I've improved over time, doesn't it? Which is something to improve my mood and make me more optimistic, isn't it? I think I did that one perfectly again, just like last time. There we another crown. I think this time I need to move the lorry that's behind me. Oh, it looks like I've messed up this time, and I'm not actually going to do it as efficiently as I did the first time, unfortunately enough. So it just goes to show, doesn't it, how not all, that's how I'm still prone to mistakes, even despite my current level of competence and experience. But this one's gonna be a better performance, and I'm gonna get the crown where I didn't last time. So that's something to content myself with, at least. Lots of blue vehicles here, aren't there? Again, another quite simple level. Those blue lorries look neat together, don't they? The same colour and all, next to each other. And of course, with the lorries being long, they can pose problems, can't they, for blocking the place? It means that when they're facing upward, that you can only get them so that they're out of the way of the central road where the yellow car is. If they're facing upward from the bottom part of the parking lot, which I'm sure you'll be able to understand more clearly here when we get to a level where we actually have the upward facing lorries. The rail is so long that they cover like half of the parking lot. You know, since there's like 6 spaces, I suppose you could say, without you could say that a car takes 2 spaces and a lorry 3. So that means there are like 6 spaces in total from top to bottom, and the lorries take 3, if you get what I mean, Sonny Jim. Ah, yeah. There, we're done again. Getting towards the halfway mark. Yeah, see how if a lorry is at the top of the map, and is at the top of the parking lot and facing upward, it means it blocks the central lane and prevents my yellow car from getting out. So, that's why when the lorries face that way, they have to be at the very bottom like that, so that the central lane can be unblocked and unobstructed, as you might say, if you're feeling rather eloquent for the time being. There, that's level 27 done too. And another crown as well, baby dolls. I, oh, no, I haven't messed it up. I like to try and arrange the parking lots neatly as I finished them as well. Oh, I didn't do that in the best of. I didn't match my best performance there, did I? Unfortunately enough. But yeah, I like to try and make the parking lots neat, you see. Like if there's a load of vehicles along the bottom sections by the time I've finished, I wouldn't like to have one separately at the top, since that wouldn't make it seem as neatly arranged, the positioning of the vehicles, would it? But that could just be my OCD making me agonize and quiver over such things, couldn't it? Such irrelevant things. The green cars look nice, don't they? And we're done again. The first time I did these levels, I don't think I did them anywhere near as fast. It took me like maybe several sessions, or at least two, to do the 70 levels. Whereas it's here, it's seeming like I might be able to get them done in one video, isn't it? Wow, this one took me a lot of moves to do my first time, didn't it? And as you can see, I only got 1 star the first time I attempted it. I thought it seemed a bit more difficult than some of the previous levels I've done, but yeah, I managed to do it in way more moves this time, didn't I? But unfortunately, I didn't get the crown still, so I must have made at least one erroneous move while doing it. Again, this one doesn't really seem particularly obvious looking at it initially, does it? But yes, it's starting to become more evident now, the solution, as you can see. And I got a crown that time. The completionist in me is happy at that development. And now I'm about halfway through the levels, near enough. Well, pretty much exactly. And my video is like just over half the length it'd be if it ends up being half an hour exactly. Yes, here, as you can see, we need to move these bottom sideways facing vehicles so we can get all of the long lorries down to the bottom so that we can get through the middle lane. And another crown for me. Yeah, as you can see, some of the levels involve moving obstructions so that we can get the lorries to the bottom, since as I'm sure you might remember me saying, the only way we can get past the lorries is by having them at the very bottom of the screen when they're facing upward, because that's the only position by which they can't possibly block the middle lane. The only lane by which our yellow car can get out of the car park, you see. And another, looks like I could be getting another crown here. But no, even though I managed to do it better, obviously, I made an erroneous move somewhere there, it'd appear. They kind of remind me of Rubik's Cubes about these levels sometimes. The way once you start moving the vehicles, you enable other vehicles to be able to move, and it starts some kind of a big process off, which results in a path being made by which your car can escape the parking lot. Hope I'm not losing you with my long and elaborate and convoluted ways of expressing myself, when it's probably possible to do it in much simpler terms and still make myself abundantly clear when all's said and done as well. Anyway, we're on to level 40 now, and I'm about to do it more efficiently than last time. And I get the crown in doing so as well, which makes me satisfied indeed. There we go. And I got the crown again. So it seems like it doesn't actually say that we've got the crown in our previous attempts here in this top right section where it shows the amount of stars we've got. And although these levels are seeming easy for me, you might have noticed, that's only because I have experience with doing the medium levels, of which there were about 600, which I completed of when I was playing this game like several days or so ago, just so that you know. And that was the first level where we had to move one lorry at a time downward because we couldn't have them both down at the bottom of the parking lot at the same time because of how there was a lorry facing sideways on the bottom, which was forming a blockage which prevented that from happening. I know it's hard for you to understand what I'm saying when the level isn't on screen anymore to illustrate my point, is it? So I apologise for that, Sunny Jim viewers at home. But yes, that's level 45 done, and another crown. Yeah. So here I need to move my yellow car at the start so that to give space for this lorry to move backward, so that I can move these other vehicles away from the central lane, although I seem to have done it less efficiently than last time, don't I? Clearly I erred somewhere. Yes, I said erred. The posh way of saying that I made a mistake, I suppose you could say. And that's all 47 done now. There's getting more and more vehicles all the time now in these parking lots, isn't there? When I was doing the medium ones, I think there was like 8 vehicles other than my car all the time in all of the puzzles, whereas there seems like only 7 other vehicles aside from my vehicle in that particular puzzle. So yes, they're building up fast, aren't they? I happened to see one of the normal difficulty level puzzles before when I was trying to I think I messed this one up, haven't I? Not quite sure though. But yeah, I think I have. No big deal though, it'll just take more moves than I'm really happy with. Guess that's what I get for showing off and trying to do the levels in a short amount of moves, isn't it? And I think that's the most moves I've taken in regards to doing a level so far in this video, isn't it? This is a bit of a tricky looking startup, isn't it? But given how this upward-facing lorry is obviously going to be needing to be at the bottom, then obviously this sideways-facing lorry is going to need to be here, isn't it? So that helps me in a way to decide what move I need to do first, I think, when all's said and done. Watch me make a fool of myself and still end up messing up, though. That would be typical of me, after all, wouldn't it? And yeah, I'm not going to do it as efficiently as I did the first time either, unfortunately enough. But still, that was level 50, when all's said and done. Now, let's see here. Still should be quite elementary, though. And yes, it's ending up being that way, after all. And another crown, too. And as you can see here, we need to get this green car out of the way so that this black one can be moved back so that we can get this lorry and the other one at the bottom so that I can get the car out, don't we? And we're done just like that. Done again. That looks nice and neat, doesn't it? 3 stars and a crown again. Still got 16 levels to do though. And my time for my video is getting short. Wait, I've messed up here a bit. Oh, what really? Yeah, that's what I get for being overconfident again, isn't it? Could still do it better than I did the previous time though, but will I manage to get 3 stars? That's the question. Done it one move better and didn't get more stars. I think that's the first, well, not the first time I've managed, not the first time I've only got 2 stars in this video, is it? There we go. Level 55 done. And the 3 stars and a crown. This looks rather convoluted, doesn't it? And as you can see here, we need to get this blue car over to this side so that we can get these lorries to the bottom, don't we? Of course, it's a simplistic matter doing it on these beginner levels, but when you get blockages like that on the more advanced levels, it ends up being more challenging, doesn't it? Another 3 stars and a crown. Seems like you had a spot of trouble doing this level the first time, doesn't it? But I'm doing it a lot better this time, and I should get the 3 stars at least, and the crown too, fortunately enough. Looks quite funny seeing looks quite strange, well, interesting seeing the end of level screens saying that I've done the levels in a single digit amount of moves since I'm used to doing like the medium levels, which all take about at least 15 moves to do. Seems like I've messed up just slightly. Yeah, I was putting too much effort into my commentary, and rather than planning the level, wasn't I? Rather than planning my course of action. Yeah, and now here, as you can see, we need to move this lorry down to the bottom so that we can get through, but we can't move this one all the way down, can we? So we've got to move this one back, and so that we can move this one all the way over here. That's what I was talking about before, about how we couldn't leave that bottom lorry in the same place. In order to complete the level because of the sheer amount of lorries in those close proximity spots to each other. Even now, I'm having a hard time describing it, and now that I'm not on that level anymore, I'm sure you're not really understanding what I'm saying, are you, without that level on the screen to illustrate my point? Unfortunately enough. The first times I did these levels, it kind of confused me a bit, the idea of needing to actually move my car backward at the start of the levels, since I wasn't really sure whether I could do that or not, whereas it turns out it's actually essential that you do that at times, doesn't it? Whew. Okay, almost done with this level too. So this one had 8 vehicles other than mine. And the levels often had 8 vehicles other than mine on the medium difficulty as well. So it seems like the amount of vehicles stays around about that level for around about at that quantity for a long time, doesn't it? Well, it seems like I've underperformed just a bit there as well, but no biggie. Sometimes it reminds me of pulling taps, moving these big long lorries in order to make room so that my car can escape the parking lot along that middle lane. So here, as you can see, we need to move these 2 cars up to the top so that the white one can get out of the way of this lorry, so that the lorry can get can get close enough to the bottom so that my car can actually get through the middle lane without the lorry blocking it at all. And in order to get these vehicles to the top, we need to clear a path for them, don't we? Like so. And it seems like I'm doing this level a lot better than I managed to do in the past. Do I get the crown? Yes. And the 3 stars. We're almost done now with this selection of levels, aren't we? Another relatively simple one, which I've done better than last time. Will I get a crown? No, but I did get a 3 stars at least. So that's something to content myself with. For a minute there, I thought I'd messed up. But no, I'm actually going to do it better than I managed to do it the first time by 1 move, but still didn't get a crown. But oh well. Sometimes it doesn't really seem immediately obvious or evident what needs to be done, does it? Okay, I think it gets the idea now, though. And again, I'm going to outperform my previous attempt. And I get a crown. Yes, so there's only like 2 more levels now, isn't there? And then we're done. And it looks nice and neat again, doesn't it? It's satisfying indeed, making order out of chaos, making order out of chaos, making order out of chaos, making order out of chaos. Yeah, so this is the last level of that beginner set of levels now, isn't it? And I've done it all in under 40 minutes. And I get a crown too. And we're done with the first 70 levels, the beginner set. Yeah, so that concludes our little video here, doesn't that concludes our little video, doesn't it? And what do you think of my room lit up by my cute lamp, which my parents got me for my birthday, I think, on May the 27th this year? It's on the 2nd level of brightness now, and I don't actually have my main bedroom light on. Last time I made a video, which was a Dizzy game, I think, the Dream World Dizzy, I think it's called. I had my lamp on the lowest setting, but now it's the middle setting. So it's interesting to compare the level of lightness in my room on these different settings in each of these videos, isn't there? Yes, but enough of my clumsily worded and convoluted ways of explaining things. Now, I guess we should end our video, shouldn't we? So, yes. Until next time, folks at home, I'll see you when I see you. Bye. And keep yourself safe, Sonny Jim. Bye. Bye.